Should writing generate emotion? That's the topic I'm addressing today with the right question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant, the publication coach, still in pandemic mode. I have a question from Christo Morai, a writer based in Johannesburg, South Africa. Here's what he's asked by email. Can one believe that writing must evoke emotion, just as good music does? Thanks for your fascinating question, Christo. First off, I'm going to assume you mean emotion in the reader rather than the writer. And, generally speaking, I agree. But I think I need to quibble with your choice of the word must. It strikes me that there are certain kinds of writing where emotion really isn't required and might even be considered inappropriate. Think, for example, of the following cases: a hardware catalog, a press release about corporate earnings, a blog post about how to update your will, an article about how to use the software Excel. None of these types of writing would require emotion, and I don't think any of them would benefit from it either. But for other types of writing, fiction, journal entries, certain types of blog posts, some newspaper articles, evoking an emotion would be a smart thing to do. The next question is how to do it. Here are 5 tips. 1. Identify the emotion you want readers to feel. Do you want them to feel happy, scared, angry, frustrated? Target the emotion you're going for so you can create a writing goal for yourself. 2. Feel it for them. If you don't feel the emotion yourself, it's going to be awfully tough to write about it. Do whatever you need, perhaps recalling memories from your own life to evoke those feelings in yourself before you write about them. 3. Use tension. Readers love being surprised. The feeling of not knowing what's going to happen next can help draw them through dozens of pages of text. For this reason, try to build elements of tension and suspense into your writing as you work to convey whatever emotions you've targeted. 4. Be as specific as possible. Many writers worry that they'll bore readers by being too particular, but they're wrong. Being specific, talking about Madison Jones' experience with COVID, is far more interesting than talking generically about COVID. Always go for the specific. 5. Show rather than tell. Telling allows you to convey only the most basic part of the story, while showing allows you to get into all sorts of interesting detail. Let me read an example of telling. Brent felt frustrated because he'd been fired from his job. Now, let me read an example of showing. Brent looked in the window of the office where he had worked until yesterday. Inside, he could see computers surrounded by stacks of books, piles of paper, and abandoned coffee cups. Seeing the detritus of his former life made him recall the pleasant buzz of excitement he always felt when facing a deadline. Now, nothing, no one, depended on what he did or the decisions he made. The sun glinted on the glass and captured his own reflection, his furrowed brow and his questioning eyes, as he tried to figure out why his boss had hated him so much. Do you see the vast difference between those two approaches, Christo? And here's a bonus tip for anyone who's had difficulty exploring their own emotions. Mind mapping can really help. In the show notes below, I provide a link to all the blog posts and videos I've done on mind mapping on my website. Finally, let me wrap up with a quote from the Grammy Award-winning American singer and songwriter Judy Collins. I don't think you get to good writing unless you expose yourself and your feelings. Deep songs don't come from the surface. They come from deep down. Christo, being able to express emotion is a tremendous skill for certain kinds of writing. Good for you for being aware of this. If you'd like to learn more about how to make your writing a happier and more rewarding process, check out my latest book, Your Happy First Draft. It's not available in bookstores or on Amazon. The only place you can get it is my website, linked below and in the show notes.